Mr. Speaker, I rise to recognize a critical gap in school nutrition affecting students across this great nation. Today, I will introduce the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act, a much-needed win for students, parents, schools, and dairy farmers across America. This bipartisan legislation expands milk options in school meal programs to include whole and 2% milk and addresses a critical gap in child nutrition. We all know that milk is an essential source of 13 vital nutrients, including several under-consumed nutrients such as calcium, vitamin D, and potassium. These are foundational for building strong bones, maintaining healthy blood pressure, and supporting overall development. However, in order for kids to benefit from these nutrients, they need to actually consume the milk. As we all know, kids deserve options and choice when it comes to choosing milk at lunchtime. Unfortunately, thanks to flawed federal policy based on outdated science, since 2012, schools have been prohibited from serving whole or reduced fat milk in school lunchrooms. We all know whole milk tastes the best because it is the best, and it is long overdue that kids in our nation's schools have access to the most naturally nutritious beverage available to them. According to the dietary guidelines for Americans, nearly 90% of Americans, including our children, fail to meet their daily dairy intake recommendations. Thanks to the federal ban on whole milk, we have lost an entire generation of milk drinkers, and along with them, hardworking dairy farmers across this country have suffered. When students are presented with limited, unpopular milk options, they drink less milk and are more likely to turn to sugary, caffeinated alternatives that offer little nutritional value. Research has repeatedly shown that whole and 2% milk are not only not responsible for childhood obesity, but several studies show that children who consume whole milk are less likely to experience obesity and have healthier levels of body fat. Since whole milk was banned from school lunches, body mass index scores, rates of obesity, and the prevalence of diabetes among young people have increased significantly. According to one case study, childhood obesity rates climbed 13 percentage points between 2008 and 2020. Clearly, whole milk was not the problem when it came to childhood obesity. Emerging science supports what many parents already know. Whole milk is a nutritious and satisfying option for their children. Whole Milk for Healthy Kids doesn't mandate schools to serve whole milk or for any student to drink milk, but rather gives them the flexibility to meet the preferences and nutritional needs of their students. Importantly, this bill aligns with parental choice, empowering schools to offer a wider range of milk options that mirror what kids enjoy at home. This is not just about nutrition, it's about practicality. Low-income children who rely on school meals for a majority of their daily dairy intake deserve access to nutritious and appealing options. By reintroducing whole and reduced fat milk to school lunchrooms, we can combat food waste, support local dairy farmers, and ensure that our children are well-fed and ready to learn. This crucial legislation already has broad support from the farming community, school groups, members across the aisle, and senators across the Capitol. Thank you especially to my partner on this legislation here in the House, Dr. Kim Shire, who, as well as my Senate counterparts Roger Marshall, Peter Welsh, Dave McCormick, and John Fetterman, for joining me in introducing this common sense effort. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to introduce this common sense solution that provides essential nutrients to our nation's youth and supports America's dairy farmers. And I urge all of my colleagues to support this legislation. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I yield back the balance of my time.